Hello crafty friends! How's everybody doing today? My name is Caroline and this is the day before we start the holiday countdown 2023. The collaboration between myself, Caroline of Evertote, Carrie of Roxy Floss Co, and Jacob DeGraff of Modern Folk Embroidery. To say that we've been excited about this all year long is an understatement. Cannot wait to get started. So today's video is just going to be a little short intro all about what you can expect for the month ahead. And I will have daily videos here for you every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as I host throughout the month the Stitch Along. So I've got some answers to what I am quite certain are probably going to be frequently asked questions. I've also, Hannah has provided for us a page right on our website, www.evertote.ca, that all of this information that I'm going to share with you today is all there, and you can just go to our website. The link is highlighted right at the top. Just click that and then you can read through the whole page. If you need any repeats on anything that I've said now, or you know, later in the month, a little bit of a refresher. Okay, so let's get started. First up, and most important, please do not post any spoilers. We have people all over the world participating in this countdown. It's actually really amazing how many people are doing this together all over the world. So because of that, many people are going to be opening their envelope before you do, or later than you do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to not post anything on social media before noon Eastern Standard Time the day of. So my video is going to be up at 7 a.m. So that's a little earlier. So if you have not opened your envelope yet by 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, maybe stay off YouTube until after you've enjoyed your daily surprise. What else? Keep in mind that not everybody's going to see this video, and so not everybody is going to know that I've asked this. So if you do see something, I'm going to apologize in advance. That's something, sometimes it happens, and we really try hard to get the message out, but you know, people get excited and they might not know and they might post something. So if you really hate spoilers and you don't want to see anything before you've opened it, stay off social media until you've opened your daily envelope, and that way we've got the best chance for success. We have over 600 people participating in this Stitch Along. So what that means is that my team, our team at the Evertote Workshop, we packaged over 15,000 envelopes with daily surprises for you. So if by chance we missed anything as we go throughout this month, if there was anything that we neglected to put into a package that should have been there, feel free to reach out to us. The best email address to do so would be the info@evertote.ca. That reaches the packing and shipping team, and we will you know, do our best to get whatever needs to be replaced out as quickly as possible. But fingers crossed, toes crossed, that we managed to get all of those envelopes correct and everybody's got everything that they need. Okay, so yes, the videos are going to be up at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have questions or concerns as we go along, big favor to ask, if you could leave your comments and questions on the videos that I'm posting instead of emailing us, because generally if you have a question, it usually means that somebody else has the same question. So what that will do is help me to answer more people in a more timely fashion, right? Because instead of answering 10 emails, maybe I'll just answer one comment and then 10 people will see it. So if you have a question, please don't hesitate to ask. But if I could just ask a favor, ask it in the comments below. And I will do my very best to stay on top of the comments and questions every day on these videos. Okay, so let's get to the nuts and bolts of the project that we have ahead of us this month. Fabric size and fabric orientation. Any count that you are wishing to stitch on for this design, you will require 1/8 of a yard of fabric, whether it be linen, even weave, or Aida. So editing Caroline just popping in to say, wrong, previous Caroline. Linen is 1/8 of a yard. Aida is 1/6 of a yard. The width of Aida is different, and it is 1/6 of a yard. Linen is 1/8 of a yard. If you're using Aida and you're cutting 1/8 of a yard, it's too small. So forgive me. This is why I edit, so that I can make sure I try to catch mistakes that I make. Anyways, okay, back to previous. Stitch count of the design is 113 stitches wide by 137 stitches tall. So by that, you now know that the orientation of the project is vertical. So we are in portrait mode and not landscape or horizontal. So you're gonna want your fabric up and down, not side to side. Again, I'll have more information and more details on day 1 stitching tomorrow when you join me at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Floss. For those of you who have purchased the entire Countdown box, you will be receiving your daily floss color in the envelope for the day that we're opening. Floss key. Where's the floss key? I've had so many emails about where's the floss key. For those of you who opened up and were excited and opened up your box to prepare a little bit early and you were wondering where the floss key was. So we did that purposefully. We did not provide a floss key because we wanted it to be one of those things that was provided right as we all start together. So available on our website, if you go to that frequently asked questions link that I showed you just a few minutes ago, if you click on that, and you scroll down, you're going to see a link that you can click on that will provide the floss key for you. So it's going to provide each day's symbol with blank spaces so that you can fill in the name of the floss, and then it also gives you the stitch count, the daily stitch count. So let me show you. Here's our floss key. So as you can see, no floss names are spoiled. We've got our symbols, we've got our blank space, we've got, oh, that's not, we got the name space for the name of the floss, and then we have our daily stitch count. Now I don't think this is really giving anything away because you're gonna wanna know what's the daily expectation. We're looking at around 225 stitches per day average. Sometimes there's less, like I see one day has only 152 stitches. One day has 332 stitches. I don't see, that's rare to have 332. So most of the time we're looking at about a 225 to 250 stitch per day average. I think it's manageable, and those days where we're super busy and we have lots of life happening, we can catch up a couple of days later and keep up as best we can, or not, and just enjoy it at your own pace. There are no rules to this stitch along. Floss requirements. If you purchase the daily cards and you're choosing your 25 of your own colors, or you're stitching this with 3 or 4 of your own colors, or just one color monochromatic, anything will work. Really, this design is really typical, wonderful Jacob chart. You can easily stitch this as a monochromatic design. It will be equally as beautiful. Floss requirements, if you decide to stitch this as a monochromatic design, if you are stitching 1/2, you'll need 2 8-yard skeins of floss. If you're stitching 2/2, you will need 4 8-yard skeins of floss. Fabric placement. So I gave you the stitch count already, but I just wanna point this out again, because last year I neglected to do this when we started for the poor 28 count stitchers. And some of you started a little bit further over than you probably should have, because I didn't tell you in advance. So telling you in advance right now, if you are stitching on a 28 count linen or a 14 count Aida, you only have 2 inches at the sides. You've got a 2-inch border on each sides vertically. Lengthwise, you're totally fine, but watch those borders on the side. You're only going to start in, well, we'll talk about where we're going to start tomorrow. 32 count linen and 16 count Aida, you have a 2.5-inch border on each sides. So just remember that. 36 count and 40 count, you're fine. You've got 3 inches on each side. Jacob DeGraff is going to be putting out periodic videos on his channel, just like the last 2 years. 2 years, 1 year. It feels like it's been 3 years because we've been preparing for these for so long, but this is only the second time we've done it. Jacob is going to have videos up on his channel periodically. He has been hard at work, and you are going to love them. Typical Jacob fashion, they're phenomenal because he is so creative and inspiring, and I am looking forward to seeing his videos just as much as you are. The fabric, the floss. The floss that's in the kit, the floss that's in the box, we have leftover floss. I purposefully had Carrie dye lots of extra floss of all 25 of the colors. Many of these colors that are coming out in the box are repeatable and are going to be joining our regular collection. A few of them are one of a kinds and will not be, but I'll let you know every day what the situation with that. All of the remaining floss, as we introduce it each day, every 5 days, as we release it every day, every 5 days, we are going to release the previous 5 days of color flosses onto the website. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, any of the previous 5 days floss will be live on the website and available for purchase. And it will be, most of it is the same dye lot as what is coming in the kit. So there were a couple of colors that had 2 dye lots, and off the top of my head I can't remember which one, but we haven't gotten into the countdown yet anyways, so it doesn't matter to you. Let's see what else. If you do not like surprises and you did not join in this year because you don't like mysteries but you love Jacob's charts and you want to know when you can buy this design, in January, the PDF of this entire design as one pattern will be available for sale as a PDF from Jacob's website, www.modernfolkembroidery.com. But again, not until January. It is not available as a PDF at all for sale until January. The only way to participate in this countdown is to have purchased the full countdown box from us, which gives you the daily pattern that we're stitching, as well as we also, about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, we offered just the daily cards for sale, and I think we still have a few of those left. So if you want to join in late, we can still mail it to you. You, of course, just won't have it for tomorrow, but we do still have those available. And I think that's it. I think that's it for nuts and bolts of the stitch along. I'm sure I've missed something. So please, if you have any questions at all, leave them in the drop down box, in the comment field below, and I will get them to you. So what do I hope to do this month? I have big plans. I have big plans. This is my favorite time of year. It's my favorite weather. It's my favorite feeling. I know so many of you feel the same way. It's a really special time of year. And so being able to really relish everything that the season has to offer, and you know, take a break from, let's face it, this has been a tough year, news-wise, life-wise, for everyone. And just taking 15-20 minutes a day to, you know, reset and remember that there's still good things and joy to be found. And I hope you'll join me. I intend to craft every spare minute that I have, and I hope to share all of it with you. I will be knitting, I will be stitching, I will be sewing, and I will maybe even be learning how to crochet this month. I did not purchase a tea advent this year. I did last year. I bought the David's tea advent last year. I did not purchase one this year because I have so much tea at home that I love, that I thought this year I'm just going to, every day I'm going to choose, and so I have it all ready to go. I'm going to choose a new favorite every day. So I'm not going to drink the same tea all month long, but I have a selection of some of my favorites, and every day I'm going to choose a new one. I even saved, and I just opened it this morning. Michael from Texas brought me a couple boxes of winter wake up tea. and so did Lori Sykes. They both live in the States and I live in Canada, and we do not have a Trader Joe's here in Canada. And the winter wake up tea from Trader Joe's is my favorite. The other one that I absolutely love that you can only buy in Canada is the chocolatey chai by President's Choice. This, I don't know, it's a toss up. If I want a spicy tea, I drink this one. If I want a sweet, and it's what's in it? Chicory root, carob pod, cinnamon, cocoa shells, cardamom, ginger root, licorice root, natural flavor. This one has a slight sweet taste to it. This one is a spicy sweet. And so it depends what kind of mood I'm in. Two of my favorites. This is a box of tea from last year that it still has half of the tea bags in it. This is Santa's Secret from David's Tea. Love this as well. So that one I'm gonna be popping in there. So I saved a nice big amount of winter wake up tea to enjoy this month. The other one, what's the other one? Oh yeah, Stash teas. Those are awesome. Christmas in Paris. This is has been a long time favorite of mine. It tastes like it's like an herbal tea version of an After Eight chocolate mint. If you've ever had After Eights, this is what that reminds me of. The other one that I love is Breakfast in Paris. And this one it's like a lavender tinged Earl Grey. It's really good. Actually, that's what I had this morning with my knitting. So I am fully planning on finishing. So just remember that I'm a day ahead of you. So for me, it's November 29th. So I still have a couple of days until December 1st. I would love to be able to finish my Sampler September, my Sampler Striptember sock. Remember this guy from back in September? I'm so close because I really want to finish the pair by the end of the year. I was really hoping to have the pair by the end of October, but well, life happens, right? So look at that. I'm so close to the toe. So surely in the next couple of days, I can finish this up and have that done and ready to cast on pair number 2 while we're still at the beginning of the month. Other projects that I'm working on, I am completely and utterly infatuated with Kathy Barrick's Busy Hands. This one here. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, it's so fun. It is so fun. So I am focusing on finishing the flower pot, and then I'm going to do the leaves that come out the top there. And then look at how fun that border is. So I'm excited to stitch that. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Panettone Roxy Floss Co-Linen with a floss conversion to Roxy Floss that was done by Hannah. That's on the website. So yeah, so good. So I'll be working on that. I have been stitching and I have a finish coming. I can smell it on the Park Hopper Bart Be Merry All, which was our collaboration with Bart last year. And I did the tree and the fancy M yesterday. And when I looked at the chart, like the rest of it is all, it's all letters, and it's a thin little border up to the top. I think I can finish it without too much, you know, hubbubaloo. The other piece that I would love to continue working on is my Hibernation Day by Beth Twist, Heartstring Samplery. And you can just see, I showed this last week on the Floss Tube with Carrie, that I have that row of snowflakes now complete. Aren't they pretty? When you just catch them. Oh, look. Yeah, they're good. So it has the 2022 date on it because that's when I started it. You know, I don't often put dates on things, but when I do, I don't commit, clearly. So yeah, I'd love to see this one finished by the end of the year. We'll see, but you're gonna be seeing this throughout the month of December. The other one is Buckleberry Sampler. Rosewood Manor, Buckleberry Sampler. I've made a huge error. There's an entire massive flower that's completely in the wrong place. It all needs to be ripped out. It's tons of color that, you know, all of my ends are sewn in the back into each other. It needs a seam ripper and a lot of patience, and maybe even a glass of red wine, and, you know, an evening to sit down and think about what it's done while I unpick it. But if I don't do it now, then that project is going to sit for a long time, because I was really loving the stitching of that. And I know that that feeling is still there if I can just grit my teeth, rip it out, quickly restitch what I did before, and then move on. So I'm telling myself, Buckleberry Sampler has got to be fixed during this month. The other piece, 2 more pieces that you're going to be seeing this month is Happy Christmas by Cosford Rye Stitchery, because it is adorable and I cannot wait to see some of those tiny little trees and houses come to life. And then there's Santa's Patchwork Cloak by Lori Pengelly of Pansy Patchwork and Quilting, because that's a great Santa. That's a great Santa. For those of you who have ordered that from us at Evertote, Lori is shipping the charts to us either today or tomorrow. We should have them in our hands by early next week. We've been busy getting the linen and the floss packs ready to go. So as soon as we have the charts, we should be able to start getting those orders out the door as quickly as possible, so that you can also be stitching on Santa during the month of December. It's a fantastic chart. Yeah, I'm excited about that one. So those are the plans. It's going to be a great month. And thank you so much to everyone for joining along with me this month. I will try to make sure that I talk about the stitching for the stitch along at the beginning of every day's video. Homemade decorations from the last 25-30 years and from our childhoods, as well as I have stitched ornaments, as well as ornaments have been gifted to me that were handmade and stitched and crafted, which I love. So I hope to share some of that with you throughout this month as well. My children don't love to be filmed. They don't love to be on the videos, so I respect their privacy. I won't be sharing a lot of my other family members, other than if I ask their permission or if they're okay with it. But I'll try to make sure that all of the stitch along information is at the front end of the video. So if you're not interested in any of that other malarkey, you can just come for the stitch along stuff and then be off on with your day. Okay, so if I've missed anything, leave me a question below, and I cannot wait to get started with you all, and I can't wait to see everybody's stitching, but not before noon Eastern Standard Time. Oh, we need a hashtag, don't we? I will come up with the hash. I'll find out. I'll try to dig up what we used as the hashtag last year, and then we'll just change the year, right? 2022 will become 2023. And then, you know, when you are posting on Instagram, then, you know, please feel free to use that hashtag so that we can join in together. Okay, I said this was going to be a quick video today, didn't I? That's me. Why say one word when you can say 10? Okay, I'm off for the day, back to work, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Happy stitching and happy almost December 1st.